One of my biggest self-discoveries of 2025 in terms of gaming is my love for a massive incremental skill tree. I quite liked skill trees beforehand. Now if they're done in an incremental way, integrated into a game where I'm fully invested and playing something and doing something, there's a real sweet spot. And that brings me to Astro Prospector, today's game review. This is a full bullet hell style game where you play as a spaceship that's trying to mine coffeeroids, which is basically asteroids full of coffee beans. And this is so that you can either take over the world or stop a takeover of the world, depending on how you read the story. But the evil Space Corp are going to start sending all of their spaceships and robots and massive bosses to go and stop you from mining their coffeeroids. So, what starts out for the first 2 or 3 minutes as a simple fly around your spaceship with a laser and mine some coffee beans and collect it, so far so incremental, quickly evolves into a fully fledged bullet hell dodge 'em up. And you'll have weapons that are a mixture of automatic, depending on where you're standing or flying around in the single screen arenas, or things that you can trigger, such as wave attacks that remove any of the bullets in your range, or a boost to dodge you out of certain death, for example. So whilst your lasers, missiles and bombs will all start dropping automatically over time, you still feel fully in control of exactly what you're doing with your spaceship. And it's all around positioning and then trying to collect what you've mined or shot down and caused to explode. And so this is a fully fledged bullet hell game with just an absolutely ginormous skill tree involved too. The second key feature that made Astro Prospector really stand out for me is how your upgrade skill tree can help you to some degree, but a lot of your powering up happens inside the level. And that's because one of the elements of your skill tree is all around these like loops that will appear on the levels, a bit like sonic rings that you need to fly through. And when you do, your skill tree basically improves how powerful or the multiplier of the damage increase for certain weapon types become, the more you fly through them. Or it could regenerate some health back or a shield. And so you can only go so far with just purely upgrading your skill tree alone. You're going to have to do the rest through skill in the game itself. And I love this balance of the two, because it means that you're laser focused on how do you get from loop to loop to loop, collecting those loops or going through those Sonic style rings, so that you then become an all-powerful shooting, mining, disrupting ship. Because otherwise you're going to get overwhelmed, because this game will quite happily just throw wave after wave after wave of enemies at you. And as you progress further through the game and go into different areas of space, you'll have like icicles flying from left to right, or mechanical lasers firing across the screen. And so that kind of pigeonholes you into like little tiny areas of the map. And if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, you'll get absolutely pummeled and killed very, very quickly. And it's that balance of, yay, I can be given a helping hand through my skill tree, but I've still got to do this on skill alone as well. Like, very few incremental games do this and do this well. And Astro Prospector, for me, makes this a really involved and satisfying experience to play. Alongside that, it handles a dream. The boss battles do feel somewhat epic at times. There is some hilarious writing in the bullets that get fired by the end boss. He's very sweary. And the whole thing just comes together in a fine arcade bullet hell experience that is never too hard to the point where you feel like totally overwhelmed and you'll never get it. Like cave shooters on extreme modes, for example. But there is a proper challenge here where you're going to have to be fully invested in that loop mechanic to make sure that you stay ahead of the curve of all of the enemies coming at you. And so, yeah, 2 absolute thumbs up for me. Took about 4.5 hours for me to complete it, so it's succinct enough to not outstay its welcome too. Astro Prospector is out on the 14th of July.